Welcome to part 2 of this formatting shortcut series that we're doing. In today's tutorial, we are going to discuss 10 formatting shortcuts that you can use in Microsoft Excel that is great to use. So let's jump right in and get to these shortcuts. So our first shortcut that we are going to discuss today is how to format your cell from a general formatting into a short date formatting. So let's jump right into this so that I can show you exactly how this works. So as you guys can see, if I highlight these cells, we can see that our formatting is in the general format. So for this shortcut to get this formatting into a short date format, you are simply going to type on your keyboard. So you can see I've selected my 3 cells here, and now I'm going to type Alt and H and then N and S to get to the short date formatting. And then once you have done this, I'm simply going to hit enter, and you can see that this section right here has changed to a short date. So this is brilliant to use to get your formatting into a short date. And how this works, whatever I type in here, let's do a 12/04, you can see how the short date is represented. If I type in something like this, even if you type in, let's do 12 APR, that's April, you can see how the short date is set up for this section. So whatever you type in into these cells, you get your short date. And this is a great shortcut to use when you are working in Excel. So our next shortcut that we are going to discuss is how to align our text in certain cells to the left-hand side of our cell. So as you guys can see from this, I've got a couple of cells here with some random text in them. You can see some of them are aligned to the left-hand side, some are to the right, and some to the center. So for this, I want to align all of my text to the left-hand side. And for this, I'm simply going to select all of the cells that I want to implement this shortcut on. And then we are simply going to type out our shortcut, and all of our text in our cells are going to align to the left-hand side. So our shortcut for this is simply you're going to press on your keyboard. I'm going to press Alt H, and then I'm going to press A and then L to align to the left-hand side. So now that we've done this, you can see all of our text in these cells are now aligned to the left-hand side exactly like we wanted it to. So our next shortcut that we are going to do is how to align all of this text that we have recently aligned to the left-hand side. We want to align this text to the center of our cells. So once again, I'm going to select all of the cells that I want to implement the shortcut on, and then I'm simply going to type on my keyboard, I'm going to type Alt H, and then I'm going to type A for alignment, and then C to align everything to the left-hand side. So now that you can see exactly how quick this is to align text to the center of all of your cells. So the next shortcut that we are going to do is how to align our text to the right-hand side of our cells. So of course we've done the left aligning to the left-hand side and aligning to the center, and it's pretty obvious the shortcut that we are going to use to align everything to the right-hand side. So I'm simply going to select my cells, and on my keypad I'm simply going to type Alt H and then align to the right-hand side, AR, and I am going to align all of my text that I've selected to the right-hand side. And this is pretty quick, pretty easy, and it's a great shortcut that you need to know. So the next shortcut that we are going to do is how to align text to the top of your cell. So as you guys can see, I've expanded my row height on this section, and this is to demonstrate exactly what I mean by aligning all of your text to the top of your cell. So let's do this selection for this experiment here. And now I want to align this text to the top of the cell. And the shortcut that I'm going to use is going to be Alt H, and then I'm going to press A and T to align all of my text to the top of my cell. So now you can see clearly that we have aligned from bottom right to the top of our section here, and this is great to use in Microsoft Excel. Our next shortcut that we are going to do is to align our text in our section here to the middle of our cell. So this is a great tip that you can use when you are working in Excel, and all of these shortcuts just increase your work speed when working in Excel. So for this, I'm simply going to select all of these cells that I want to implement this on, and from here I'm simply going to type the following on my keyboard. So I'm going to type Alt H, and then I'm going to type A and then M to align all of my text to the middle of my cell. And now you can see how this has reacted in our rows that are a bit expanded from our original row height. Our next shortcut that we are going to do is to simply align all of our text to the bottom of our cell. So now we've done our alignment shortcuts in this section, but we are almost complete with all our shortcuts on alignment. But for this, I'm simply going to select all of my cells here, and I'm going to type out the following formula to get all of my cell data aligned to the bottom of my cell. So on your keypad, you are going to type Alt H and then A and B, and then we have aligned all of our data to the bottom of our cell. And now this is a great trick and a great shortcut that you can use when you are working and you want to increase your Excel workflow in your day-to-day life. So our next shortcut that we are going to use is something that I use quite a lot, and that is how to change the column width in Microsoft Excel. So once you have selected your cell that you want to change your column width, you can simply type out the following formula. So on your keypad, you are going to type out Alt and H, and then you're going to type O and W to change your column width. And let's say I want to change this to a column width of 30. So once I press enter, you can see it only changed the column that I have selected. If I wanted to change multiple column widths, I can simply select my columns that I want to change my width to, and I can then just follow the same shortcut to change all of these column widths to, let's say, 30 in this case. So there you can see you need to select the cell or the columns that you want to change the column width for. And this is a great trick that can speed up your Excel workflow. So the next shortcut that we are going to use is how to change the row height that we have set here in Excel. So once again, I'm going to select, let's do these 3 rows here, and I'm going to use the shortcut to change the row height of these selected rows. So once you've done this, you can then simply on your keypad press Alt H and then OH to get to your row height. So as you guys can see, this is 25. Let's change it back to our default setting, and that is 15. So once I've selected that and I press enter, you can see these 3 rows have changed to the row height of 15 once again. And the cells that we did not select, these rows, they won't change. So in this case, you need to select the cells that you want to change the row height for. But I hope this shortcut is great and that you can actually use this when you're working in Excel. So our final shortcut for this video today is going to be how to change your cell format to a currency format. And once you have learned this trick, it's quite fast and it's quite easy to implement this around your Excel worksheets. So for this example, I'm simply going to select all of my data here, and I'm going to type out the following formula. So on my keypad, I'm going to type out Alt H, and then I'm going to type out AN. And if you have multiple currencies, you can see that you can select your currency at the top here. If you want to select more accounting formats, you can click on this section and it will take you to more formats. But for this, let's stick to the dollar of the United States. And once I press enter on this option, you can see in which cells this was implemented. So of course you need number values in order to get a currency format for this. It does not work on text. You can't have a amount of money. You need actual values in Excel in order for this to pick up. So as you guys can see here, we have changed all of this data here to an accounting format. And once I type a number in this section, you can see that this then applies to our number format as well. So you don't only need to do this for specific sections, you can do this and it will automatically apply this format if you enter any data that is actually currency into this section. So I hope this shortcut was helpful, and I hope all of these shortcuts that we have discussed today were helpful and that you can actually use them in your day-to-day life. Please, if you can use them, and if any of these shortcuts are valuable to you, please leave a comment down below stating which shortcut you enjoyed and what you have learned today. But thanks for watching, guys, and as always, please remember to like the video down below. That will really help us out and help the YouTube algorithm get this video out to more people out there. And of course, subscribe to our channel and please share this video to anybody that you think might find this valuable. But until next time, cheers.